Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Marilyn and my channel is Making with Marilyn. Now I do all things crafty, but on today's video, I'm going to show you how I will customize these little tumblers that I got at Walmart. Now these are only $1 a piece. They have pink, they have blue, and they have clear. Now there's also this shape. So these are cute also, but these do taper, and I thought it would be easier to put names on something that's perfectly straight. Now, I think these would make great party favors. Maybe your child or your grandchild's having a birthday party. For $1, you could get one of these for each guest, put their names on it, then they could use it during the party and take it home with them. In my case, I'm going to mail them off to my great nieces and nephews. So I made 2 Barbie shirts, and I made those for my great nieces. I'm going to send them water bottles, and then on my next video, I'm going to use the DTF hack and make a couple of shirts for my great nephews. So if you're interested in seeing this type of thing, make sure you're subscribed, and then also make sure you tap that bell and select the all notifications. That way YouTube lets you know anytime I upload new content. Now I'm in Cricut Design Space, and I've gone ahead and typed my 4 names: Carter, Tucker, Piper, and Remy. And then I just have this to show you the name of the font. So it is Marker Felt. Now when I measured the bottles, I wanted to keep each of these within about 6 inches in length and less than 2 inches in height. So you can see they're all about 1.8 inches tall, and they vary from 4.75 to 6 inches in length. Let's see what this one is, 5.75. Okay, so I want to cut Carter and Tucker out of the same color of vinyl. I'm going to move those together, and let's see how wide that is. Okay, it says it's 12 inches, so that's going to be too wide for my Cricut to cut it unless I want to put it on a 24-inch mat, and I don't. So instead, I'll put them right on top of each other. Now, since I'm going to be cutting more vertical already, I'm just going to move this up a little bit, and we're good to go. Now, if I don't do anything else and I say make it, here's what it's going to look like. So it just puts these on the screen or on your mat in what it thinks is the most efficient manner. Well, I want it to look just like this. So I'm going to select all 4 names, and then I'm going to say attach. When you attach something, then you send it to the maker, it looks exactly like it looked when you attached it. All right, let's go ahead and cancel that so I can start figuring out where I need to put my vinyl. Now, since this is adhesive vinyl, not HTV, you don't mirror it. So let's go ahead and say make it, continue, and then I'm going to browse, and I'm just going to say vinyl. All right, so I want to use adhesive vinyl. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pick this premium vinyl. So I click on it and I say done. Now once I've done that, I need to make sure that I have my fine point blade in the clamp B, and if I do, I can load my material and then click the go button. Now the reason that I set mine up on the computer the way I did is I wanted to just have it go through the cutter one time. And so here's how I have it set up. Now I feel like I have too much on there, so I'm probably going to be wasting a little bit of vinyl. Let's cut it and see. Now here's a lot of the things that I'm going to use on today's video. Not all of these are necessary, but it's what I'm going to use. So I have a little tumbler holder. I just made this. I do have a video on making this. That's just going to help me keep these tumblers from rolling around. And then I have 2 blue and 2 pink tumblers, or I guess they're bottles. And then I'm going to use the wet application method. And so I have some of this rapid tack. If you don't have this, what a lot of people do is they put water in a bottle, in a spray bottle like this one I got at Ace. So they put water in a spray bottle and then just 1 or 2 drips of a liquid dishwashing soap. And then let me go ahead and show you this package just to show you all the colors in here. Again, the ones I'm going to use today are the purple and the blue. Then I'm also going to use some HTV Ront transfer tape. All right, I have a little squeegee, paper towel, a weeding tool, This is like a knockoff pen. I just got it from Temu. And then some scissors to cut my transfer tape. All right, so you can either weed this on the mat or you can take this off the mat and weed it that way. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on the mat. All right, so right off the bat, I had to hold my letter down to peel this off. So next time I use this, maybe I'll use the extra pressure or the more pressure. Now, one thing that I learned that I loved about this vinyl, this backing that it's on, it's not just paper. And so your machine isn't going to cut down in there. I don't know if you've had that happen, where the cut's a little too deep, the machine cuts into the paper, and then the paper wants to stay stuck to the back of this because the paper is separating because it's been cut through. So this is not a paper backing, and I really love it. All right, so at first when I saw that R lift up, I was a little concerned. Now I'm not. This cut just fine. All right, need to smooth my E out just a little bit. And then we have Carter and Tucker up here. Let's see how they weed. Now the way I like to do it is I like to turn my transfer tape over, and then if you put it down on a sticky mat and just work to get the back off. All right. So let's go ahead and start with Carter. I'm just going to place this over it as smoothly as possible, and then I have my little scraper tool. I'm just going to really make sure it is smoothed out and adhered really well to my transfer tape. Okay, first of all, let me take it off the mat because I like to remove the backing of the material rather than just pulling the transfer tape up off the front. And then by flipping your mat over once you get it started, you can kind of help keep the adhesive vinyl or whatever you're taking off your mat from getting so bent or curled. So instead, you're going to curl your mat back. Now, I've heard people say that these things can snap and break. I've never had that happen, but notice I'm not pulling it all the way back just in one pull. Okay, so there they are. They look pretty. So here's how the blue will look on the blue bottle. It's kind of hard to see because the backing's not clear, but you get the idea. And then the pink with the purple. Okay, so now what I can do is I can also press it down from the back side, and then let me just get a corner started, and then I'm going to flip it over and try to remove this backing. So you can see it wants to pull, whoops, now it's releasing. If it wants to pull up like that, just put it down, rub some more, and then I like to really take it at a very strong angle backwards. Sometimes if you go kind of from the side or the corner, sometimes I find that helps too. Okay, so you could just put this on right now. You don't have to use the wet application method. What I have found is when I use it, I get less bubbles. So should the name go up or down? Let's have it go up. So the first thing this Rapid Tack tells you to do is clean whatever you're putting your vinyl on with the Rapid Tack. So I'm just going to spray a little bit on this paper towel, and I'm just going to clean it in the area where my decal will go. And I don't have to dry it off. That's the whole purpose of this. It's a wet application method. So now I'm going to spray just a little bit more. You can see I have a decent amount on there, but I didn't just drench it. And what this does is it allows you to move your decal around until you like where it is. So see, I'm putting it down, I'm lifting it up. Now if I put more on there, it would slide around more easily, but I don't need more. All right, so I'm going to start with the bottom part of my decal. And let's see, I'll put it right there. And then what I want to do to try to get those bubbles out is push from bottom to top. And then as I lay it down, I'll just keep doing that. Okay, now there are some bubbles between the transfer tape and the vinyl, so it's hard to know whether those bubbles are between the transfer tape and the vinyl or between the vinyl and the tumbler or the bottle. But I'm going to push down really hard to try to get rid of those. Then the other thing is you're supposed to squeegee out the liquid from underneath the vinyl. Now I bought this Rapid Tack originally to make the sublimation cutting boards that you can get at the Dollar Tree. When you buy them, they're not sublimation. You have to add vinyl to them and then you sublimate on the vinyl. And I was getting so many bubbles, and so I was reading about application fluid, and I went ahead and bought some, and at least for those it made a huge difference. And I show that on at least one, if not more, videos. Okay, so let me go ahead and dry off any excess liquid. And then I believe the instructions said to wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, it says wait 90 seconds. Then it says to spray on your transfer tape and squeegee it again. I'm going to pass on that step. All right, so let's see what we have. Okay, it's staying down really nicely. You do need to make sure that you get all that liquid out from underneath of it, because if you don't, it's going to want to come up a little bit. Just like the reason you use it is so that you can move it around until you're happy with it. And so you want to get all that liquid out. Okay, let me dry this off and then I'll lift this up so you can get a really close look at it. I think it looks really good. Now I do see one little something there. Okay, I think that got rid of it. Okay, let's dry this off. You can see I'm leaving some paper towel remnants, so when I lift it up, if you see little bits of white, that's just the paper towel. All right, let me look at this. I am extremely happy with that. I do not see bubbles. I see a little unevenness on the top of this T. All right, that looks good. There's a little bit of something stuck to the cup there, but that's okay. All right, let me put the lid on, show you what it looks like. Then I want to put something white under it also so you can really see it. So I'll roll this so you can see the whole thing. I think that looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the vinyl on there. I'll probably leave it on there for about 24 hours. And then I'll just very carefully hand wash this before I send it off. Now these tumblers say they're only hand wash, and when I'm using adhesive vinyl, I only want to hand wash my things anyway. All right, let me speed through the rest of these. Now here they are. I think they all look great. I think the kids will get a big kick out of having their own personalized water bottle, and who doesn't like to see their name on something? So thanks so much for joining me, and until my next video, bye-bye.